Hi, Sheridan here from Aspen Holistic Health, and I want to talk about sugar today. So, is it really bad for us? Is sugar the issue for us? And in one word, yes, it is, absolutely. But not all sugar is the same. So, not all sugars are created equal, and that's where I think some of the confusion comes in. I was in the grocery store not too long ago, and a woman, just a complete stranger, approached me and wanted to know where she could find yogurt that didn't have sugar in it. And I thought, wow, how fortuitous. You stopped me, a stranger, in the grocery store, and I'm a nutritionist, so prepared to answer you this question. So I was like, just get a plain unsweetened one. And she grabs one. She's like, no, look on the back. See how many grams of sugar it has in it? And I realized that this is something that we're all suffering from, where a lot of my clients, I imagine you guys are too, that we think sugar grams just means sugar, right? All sugar's bad, and that's not the case. So in yogurt, it was plain, unsweetened, so it didn't have any sugar added to it, but it has lactose, because lactose is present in cow's milk, and lactose is a milk sugar. So it's going to have sugar grams, even though it's lactose, it's not added white table sugar. And so let's break this down. I think that's where there is just so much confusion, because we just think sugar's bad, and it's just gotten this bad rap. And where does that come from? Yes, white sugar is bad, and it really comes from when we decided that fat was all bad. So we made everything low fat, and we added sugar to make things taste good, because without the fat, it needed something to taste good, so they added sugar. And then now we started eating tons and tons and tons of extra sugar, and that causes a big problem. So that's a whole nother topic, but that's where it comes from. And so white sugar is unhealthy for us. They did a study on lab rats, and they showed that lab rats that they had already made addicted to cocaine. So yes, it's a horrible study. They were addicted to cocaine. They gave them the option of cocaine water or sugar water, and they picked sugar water 100% of the time. So that should say something to us. That's pretty powerful, that they were already addicted to cocaine and they wanted sugar over the cocaine, right? Because it hits those same pathways. So why is white sugar bad for us? It really is damaging to our endocrine system, right? Insulin, that's a hormone. It's part of the endocrine system. It comes from the pancreas. So when we eat sugar, it spikes insulin. That causes a lot of issues in the body. It spikes the blood sugar, then it drops off, and then a slew of issues come from there. It's not good for our nervous system. It makes us anxious. It revs things up. There's really no system in the body that sugar doesn't have a negative impact on. So we get it, white sugar's bad, but somehow we've extrapolated that to include all sugar from everywhere. So let's talk about fruit, right? Who thinks fruit is unhealthy? Fruit is healthy, so that's where the problem comes in. Fruit is fine, it's healthy, but it has a lot of sugar in it, right? It has fructose sugar in it. It's not white table sugar, it's fruit sugar. And so you think about eating a whole apple, that's healthy. It's got fiber, it has a lot of phytonutrients. It's when you start to process it and make it into some like sugar-laden applesauce or apple juice that it becomes really high sugar content without any of the other benefits that you get from the apple. So part of those benefits is the fiber that I just mentioned. So fiber is a really long chain molecule. So when I eat an apple, the little sugar receptors are occupied for a long time eating that fiber molecule. But if I just have sugar, white sugar, or I just have the juice where it's just little short molecules, that receptor just keeps gobbling up all these different sugar molecules, and it makes the sugar spike. So eating a whole apple is totally different from eating a processed apple. And apple juice is where you may be reading or seeing some things in the news about how like a glass of fruit juice is the same as drinking a soda. And as far as sugar grams, it probably is, but it doesn't have like the phosphoric acid that is in the soda. It doesn't have the high fructose corn syrup that's in the soda, but as far as sugar grams, it does. So I think what it really comes down to is not paying attention so much to how many grams of sugar is in everything that you're eating. It's look at the ingredients and see, is white sugar added in all its various forms of, you know, just adding straight fructose, not eating a whole apple, white sugar, corn syrup, those kinds of things. That's where the problem is, not in grams of sugar, because a lot of food has sugar that is good and healthy for us, like the apple. So the moral of the story is eat whole and you're good to go. That's my new tagline. Eat whole and you're good to go. So take small steps, cut down on white sugar. It's going to improve your health. If you want to read more about this, I put the link in the blog, to my blog in the title up above. And just remember, eat whole and you're good to go. All right. Have a good day.